Final update. She said, I can't be with someone who has no future. And walked out like she was doing me a favor. I just said, okay. The next morning, I started calculating my revenge, and now she's the one begging to be part of the future she thought I'd never have. How much are we talking about? $18,000 would cover everything. The back rent, credit card minimums, enough to get me through the next few months while I figure out a better job situation. $18,000. Less than a month's revenue for me now. But she was asking for it like I owed her something after the way she treated me. That's a significant amount of money, Ashley. I know it is. But I heard your business is doing really well now. And we did have meaningful history together. I made a terrible mistake breaking up with you. I can see that clearly now. There it was, the real angle she was working. Are you saying you want to get back together? I mean, if you're open to it, yes. I realize I was completely wrong about your potential. You were building something incredible, and I was too shallow and impatient to recognize it. Maybe we could start fresh. What about Chad? Chad was a rebound, a mistake. I never really got over you, honestly. Breaking up with you was the worst decision I've ever made. The lies flowed so naturally. It was actually fascinating to witness. I need to think about this, I said. Really, Ryan? Thank you so much for even considering it. I knew you still had feelings for me deep down. I didn't say yes. I said I need to think about it. Of course, absolutely. But just knowing you're willing to consider helping means everything to me. I've missed you so much. I hung up and immediately called Kyle. Please tell me you're not actually thinking about giving her money, he said. Not a chance, but I want to see exactly how desperate she gets first. I made Ashley wait exactly 2 weeks before calling her back, let her sit with the uncertainty while her eviction deadline got closer and her debt collectors kept harassing her. I wanted her to really feel the pressure and desperation before I delivered the final blow. When I finally called, she answered before the first ring even finished. Ryan, oh, thank goodness. I was really hoping you'd call back. I've been checking my phone constantly. Did you have a chance to think about everything we discussed? I did think about it very carefully. Spent a lot of time considering all the factors. And please tell me you'll help. I'm literally running out of time here. The eviction notice is final, and I have less than a week. I've made my decision, Ashley. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me. I knew deep down that you still cared about me. And the answer is no. The silence was so complete. I actually checked to make sure the call hadn't dropped. What? What did you say? I said no, Ashley. I'm not giving you a single penny, and I'm definitely not getting back together with you under any circumstances. But you said you'd think about it. You led me to believe that you were seriously considering helping me. Why would you give me hope if you were just going to crush it? I did think about it seriously. I thought about how you called me mediocre and unambitious. I thought about how you said I was wasting your youth and that you deserved someone better. I thought about how you dumped me for not being able to afford expensive restaurants while I was building a business that now generates more in monthly revenue than you make in an entire year. Ryan, please just listen to me for 1 minute. I was completely wrong about everything. I admit that totally and completely. I was stupid and shallow and materialistic, and I made the biggest mistake of my entire life. But I'm about to lose my apartment and everything I have. I could end up literally homeless. You made that choice when you decided I wasn't good enough for you. You wanted someone with serious money and real ambition. Go find him. I'm sure there's a wealthy, successful guy out there somewhere who wants to date someone who's drowning in debt from cryptocurrency scams. Please don't be cruel about this. I know I hurt you terribly, but I'm literally begging you here. I'll do absolutely anything to make this right between us. Anything. Anything except take responsibility for your own terrible decisions. Apparently, that's not fair. I am taking responsibility. I'm admitting I was wrong about you. Wrong about everything. What do you want me to say? That I'm sorry. I'm desperately, completely sorry. I'm sorry I was such a horrible girlfriend. I'm sorry I didn't appreciate what we had. I'm sorry I chose superficial things over real love and partnership. Is that what you need to hear from me? I don't need to hear anything from you, Ashley. But since you're asking, here's what I want you to understand. That hobby business you mocked and dismissed, it's generating over $280,000 annually now. And that's just in year 1. The side project you said was going nowhere and would never amount to anything. I just signed a contract expansion that could hit $500,000 per year within 18 months. The ambition you claimed I didn't have, it bought me a BMW X5, a luxury apartment in the best part of town, and a lifestyle you couldn't even imagine when we were together. She was crying now. I could hear it clearly in her voice. And honestly, it felt amazing. So, you're really not going to help me at all? Not even a small loan? Why would I? Let me ask you something, Ashley. When you needed someone to support your dreams and ambitions, did you do that for me? When you decided I wasn't successful enough for your standards, did you stick around to see what I might accomplish? When you walked out that door after telling me I had no future, did you look back even once? No. No, I didn't. Then why exactly would I look back now? Why would I help someone who abandoned me the moment they decided I wasn't profitable enough? Because I love you. I realize now that I never stopped loving you. I actually started laughing out loud. I couldn't help it. You love my bank account, Ashley. You love my success. 2 years ago, when I was making $68,000 and driving a Honda Accord, you couldn't get away from me fast enough. Now that you know I'm wealthy, suddenly you're madly in love again. That's not love. That's opportunism mixed with desperation. That's not true. I've been thinking about you constantly since we broke up. I realized I made a horrible mistake. You've been thinking about me since you found out I was successful. Big difference. Ryan, please. Chad disappeared the moment the money problem started. My family won't help me anymore because they think I'm lying about everything. I literally have nowhere else to turn. You're my last hope. You should have thought about that before you decided I wasn't worth your time. You should have considered the possibility that the guy you called unambitious might actually surprise you. So, you're just going to sit there and watch me become homeless? You're going to let me lose everything? I'm not letting you do anything. You created this entire situation through your own choices and your own greed. You picked some flashy salesman with a leased Mustang over the guy who was actually building something real and sustainable. You wanted immediate gratification and surface-level success instead of patience and genuine partnership. Now, you get to experience the natural consequences of those decisions. I was young and I made mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. You weren't young, Ashley. You were selfish and materialistic. And based on this conversation, you still are. Or you'd be figuring out your own solutions instead of trying to manipulate me into fixing problems you created. I was about to hang up when she tried one final desperate manipulation tactic. What about Emma? Does she know what kind of person you really are? How cold and vindictive you can be when someone hurts you. Emma knows I'm successful because I work hard and don't waste time or energy on people who don't respect me. She also knows I'm generous and loyal with people who deserve it and who treat me well. You just don't qualify for either category anymore. You used to be a good person, Ryan. You used to be kind and caring. I'm still a good person, Ashley. I'm just not a pushover anymore. Thanks for teaching me that lesson, by the way. You really helped me understand the importance of recognizing my own worth and not accepting less than I deserve. I hung up and immediately blocked her number on everything. Phone, email, social media, everything. 3 days later, Kyle told me she'd moved back in with her parents in some tiny town about 90 miles outside Dallas. Her Instagram account went completely private, and she stopped posting entirely.